Hi everybody, it's Claire. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm bringing you this makeup tutorial. I hope you guys all enjoy it. So let's go ahead and get right into it. So I'm going to take the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette and going to start with Raw Sienna as my transition shade with a big fluffy brush. I always like to start with my crease shade. It starts an outline for our eyeshadow look, so you just want to blend that in until you don't have any harsh lines. Then I'm going to take a little bit of Cyprus Umber, which I just love, a deep dark chocolate brown on the outer portion of my eye. This is just a typical step I like to do. And then I'm going to move into Primavera, which makes me want like Italian food. And I'm going to focus that on my lid and just really pack that on. This color is so intense and amazing that a little bit goes a long way, but I really wanted it nice and bright. So then I took a little bit of eyeliner, and for some reason whenever I film doing my eyeliner, it never looks like I can do it. I just have a hard time getting in the center and applying it, but I'm just doing a very slight wing here, so just do it as you normally do. And then I went in with some false eyelashes. These are the Ardell Demi Wispies, one of my favorites, and are so amazing on so many types of eye shapes. You can't go wrong with these. Then I took a little bit of Anastasia Beverly Hills foundation stick. This is really good for full coverage, and as you can see for my acne scarring. And then I also put in a little bit of the Mercier Secret Concealer. I fell in love with this again. Really great to cancel out darkness underneath the eyes. Then I layered that concealer with the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer in Light, another one of my all-time favorites, just to help brighten the under eye area. Then I just took a damp beauty blender. This one is actually by NYX, which I have recommended to you guys to use. Get this one instead of the beauty blender. It's way cheaper. Also, the Real Techniques one is a good option as well. Next, I'm gonna go in with the Anastasia Cream Contour Kit and just use this middle shade here. I've really been enjoying creams to start outlining my contour with. Since I do have dry skin, this has been a really good technique to make it look more natural, especially if you do have dry skin. I highly recommend trying this. So I'm just gonna put it on my forehead, down the slopes of my cheeks, and just where I want some more definition. Then I decided to go in and bake that under eye area with that same damp beauty blender sponge and use a little bit of the Mercier translucent powder. I go between this and my RCMA no flashback powder, so both of them you can't go wrong with. And then I'm going to take a little bit of Mineralize Skinfinish by MAC, just a really light wash of that around the rest of my skin. I do have dry skin again. I think I've said that 5 times now, but I just want to make sure I set the rest of my makeup. Once you do that, you can dust away your under eye bake. I don't like to bake too long because that concealer can get too cooked and it could look really white if I leave it there too long. So I like to leave it there 3 minutes tops. And then I like to go in and do my under eye area now that it's nice and clean under there. So I go back side to side with that first color I use, Raw Sienna, and just gonna wanna get really close to that lash line. Now I can go in with the Anastasia. I'm using a lot of Anastasia products today. I've really been liking their, just everything. They're amazing. So I'm just gonna go in with the contour kit and just deepen up my contour that I did with the cream earlier. So just deepening that up with a little bit and until I get to the intensity I like. Then I went in with a little bit of MAC's Melba blush, one of my favorites. And I don't like to overdo the blush here, so I just grabbed a little bit and built it up to the intensity that I like. Here I took Subculture by MAC, one of my first lip liners ever, and I didn't love the tone it was giving me. I feel like with this look it was a little too flat. So what I decided to do was go in and take another color by MAC. It's a lipstick, and I took Brave just to kind of smooth it out and give it a little more something here because we did such a neutral eye. I felt like the lip looked a little too neutral, so I came up with this lip look. And there you have it, guys. That is going to complete this makeup tutorial. I hope you all enjoyed it. Thank you all so much for joining me here as always. And make sure you're following me on Instagram. That's where I usually preview my looks. So I'll link that below and all the products. And I look forward to seeing you guys next time. Take care. Bye.